Guys, today I'm in Panchgani. I'm here with Ajay Kumar Sharma. We call Pyar se Ajay Bhai. All the way from Nepal to participate in Panchgani competition 2019. So he's going to share his experience today. So we have a chance to hear him. Let's go to Ajay Bhai. Hi Ajay Bhai.
Hello.
We all would like to know more about your life. Can you explain us more in detail?
Okay, I can tell you from my childhood actually. I grew up in a small village in the Himalayas near Manali. I'm basically a farmer, so I come from farmer family, studied in a very local government school in the Himalayas. So life was very good, very natural way of living. We're doing a lot of permaculture stuff, growing our own foods and grains and stuff, and then just self-dependent kind of thing. And slowly, I was a little bit, needed some extra fun in my life, so I moved on to a little bit of my guru is like bit of a bad company, I would say.
So this is which year and how old you were then?
I was, I think, 7 years, yeah, 7 or 8 maximum. So 7 years, I would say.
Bad company you mean is more fun and less studies?
Yes, less studies and more fun and doing more of natural stuff, So we started climbing, swimming, hunting, and being a little bit of self-dependent. A little bit scared of going home sometimes because I don't go home for days. And then when I'm going home, I'm a little bit worried, like maybe my parents get angry with me. And sometimes they get angry and then I run away again for weeks. So that's how I started my life. But I always been responsible with my studies. So, in study-wise, I was good. I was always, top 3, top 5 students in the class. So I did my education there in my primary and middle school and high school to matriculation.
What's your village name?
Haripur. It's near Manali. It's like 15 kilometers before Manali in the village. It's in the mountains. It's a very beautiful village. Surrounded by all cedar trees and stuff like this. Very amazing tree. It's a small village, about population about 500 people max, I think. With nice freshwater river, white water. We have nice rainbow trouts or brown trouts there. So life is good, very nice.
You're schooling till what class?
I was there till my 10th standard, and then I had to leave the school. I had to go to Kulu, which was painful for me because I grew up in a village, and suddenly I had to leave my village and go to Kulu for higher study. Don't know how to do cooking and stuff. I had no idea. So my dad put me in a apartment, and so after my sister, she came to help me for cooking and stuff. So I was very lost. I went to the school, and in village we had one room, and all day our classes are there in the rooms. But in Kulu I had to, I choose a commerce. In the village I studied just Hindi school. So in Kulu I choose the commerce, and it's in English medium. So I don't know which one is my classroom. So one day I know like this is my classroom, but next day it's not there, so it's somewhere else. So it took me months to find my classroom. Yeah. So finally I knew there's a guy called Paramjit Chaudhary. So I knew he's my classmate. So I tried to stick with him all the time. So he showed me off a little bit how to, so he made me all the plans, and so I could figure out where my classroom is every day. So actually, first half of the year it was very tough. So I tried to settle down slowly. So I made some more friends in the class, and so terminal examination came. So I failed all the subjects. So yeah, fully. Yeah, it was, and I was shocked because not just failed, I failed badly, really bad, So I was it became a little bit joke in the class, like who's this guy? Okay. So that opened me a bit. So I said, okay, I need to study more because suddenly I choose English medium. So obviously, it was difficult for me to understand everything.
It's a new environment, new language.
Exactly. So, but then I studied. I had 2 months to recover. So I studied, to be honest, 18 hours a day, some days, like full on day and night, and lot of work, hard work I did. And finally, in the final examination, I finished second or third, I don't know exactly, so I think second or third in the classroom. So that gave me a boost, So I became a little famous because I was into singing and all, So always a bit charming from my previous schools also. So I carried that singing passion with me. So when there is some final parties in the school, so I had a vocal, so so I became well known among the teachers and students and all.
So basically, one failure, the first year failure, made you much more determined and
Yes,
perform really
yes,
well.
yes. It's opened my eyes because I realized, oh no, I was whatever I was in a bad company, but still my education level was good. I was good in studies, and suddenly I got that shock, like, oh my God, I failed all the subjects.
So Ajay bhai, how have you got introduced to paragliding?
Actually, I was, it was I just had entered the college, and I was working with my brother in rafting because there was a new rafting scene in Manali, and it was really good scene, and in a good standard. So I was in rafting business with my brother, and suddenly my brother found another friend, Avi Malik, who had come to Manali. So they've been talking about flying and stuff. There's a paragliding already existed in Manali, run by Roshan Thakur. So they knew like there is paragliding here also, so they wanted to start it. So somehow they had some connection, say they got gliders. So they bought gliders and they started flying. So one day, I came from the college, it was in September, and I thought like, okay man, I go. But I didn't ask them like I'm going to use. I saw the gliders, so I just kind of picked it and went to the slope, So I tried to open the lines and clear the lines, and I had 1 or 2 runs, and that day was kind of over. So I got that feel like, okay, I want to start. So I went back to college again. So thinking like, okay, how can I spare some time for flying and studies at the same time?
Okay.
So then I managed somehow. So I actually spent 3 months in Solang Valley, just training myself. And my fifth day, I started to do a high flight, on my own.
Okay.
And there was a paragliding guru called Bruce Mills, who was actually doing tandems for my brother and Abhishek, Avi Malik. So he taught me a little bit of aerodynamics, like what is wind, how it comes. So that's all. And he told me like, hey, you have some natural senses, you are a very natural pilot, so you get it very right. So that's how. And fifth day, I started to fly from Fatru. There is a place called Fatru, high fly we do from there. And everybody thought like there was also current pilots there, previous pilots, and they thought like, who is this new guy? He started already flying 5th day. He's starting to fly from Patru, which is not normal, no. So I did it and I survived, and that kept me going. And I thought, wow, I know, and so I started to fly better and better and better. Somehow I started to become a bit famous. So anyway, I was even the best student in the first year in the college. So I got called for my certification, and I was so busy flying, I didn't go to collect my certificate. So I went in the final party, then they gave me the certificate. So I was so much into flying. So I kind of lost my interest in studies then, because I knew already like, this is better for me. I felt
basically paragliding has drawn more of your attention.
exactly. I felt straight. I was into sports, motorbiking and all, then climbing. But this one is, I felt more connected. I felt like, yeah, this is gonna stay with me for longer. So I was sparing more time into flying than other things. And slowly, I become a little bit too aggressive. I thought everything is so easy. So, I started to do a lot of crazy things. We used to call them like sharp turns. So, we do sharp turns, and now we say these like wing over in these days, So we used to say, let's do sharp turn. And I did many days, and I thought like, let's keep it and see what happens. So that became a spiral dive. So when I landed, everyone was clapping. They're like, wow, you did spiral dive. So I say, okay, this is spiral dive. So, okay, next day I do again. Because I have a better idea now. I just did it by chance, but I have a better idea because I had heard.
By now you are 17-year-old?
I was 18 plus then, yeah. So I thought, okay, I know how to make spiral dive. So because I had heard from pilots like, okay, for spiral you have to do 1 rep, 2 rep, and hold brake underneath your leg and lock it there, and then that's spiral dive.
These are all overheard. I mean, you are not taught that it is you heard somebody saying it.
I heard because we didn't have internet or anything, so we couldn't see anything really. So okay, if this is happening, so I try. So it was in tandem. So I took one of my worker, who works for us. I said, let's go. Yesterday I did very good spiral, so today I have better idea. I think I do better. So I did the same. I took up from Patru. I came out. I had enough height, so I did not do any sharp turn. I just see spiral. I want to enter as fast as possible. So 1 rep, 2 rep, put it here. So it was a weird feeling because the first day my glider came in front of me and I was nicely pressured and spinning around it. It was good. And when I relaxed, everything was good. But the second day, it came here, but after it went woohoo, full negative spin. And I realized, no, it's behind. Yesterday my glider was in front of me, but now it's behind and it's twisting behind. so, so somehow my natural instinct, I tried to hold the riser, which is the right thing now, this is how you do it. So I tried to hold the riser and untwist it. And luckily after a few round here and there, maybe 10, 15 seconds later, somehow we recovered the glider and landing. And so I know like, oh no, this went wrong. But my aggression and my thinking wasn't changed then. So I became more dangerous later. So I start to be aggressive with my solo. And I try to do a lot of spins, a lot of spins I do. Because these days the gliders are very slow, but my body reactions are very fast. So I want to do everything now and it's not happening then. So I try to pull over aggressive.
Okay.
There is no one telling me if I'm doing right or wrong. So that's what, if there was some expert telling me you're doing here wrong or that wrong. And then my very good friend Steve Reed and my brothers, they've been telling me every day, like, when you do this, it scares us. I say, no problem, But, and happening again and again, these spins and stalls and stuff, spins especially in the dynamic maneuver, I spin my glider even in the thermal, when glider is not turning, I just pull more and glider starts to spin there. So, and one day I realized, like, if they tell me, 100 times that you are doing something that we are getting scared of, so that means something is wrong with me.
People felt uncomfortable watching you from
Yes, especially my brother, he knows like my brother is a good pilot, but he's getting more into danger, it's gonna hurt him one day. And my very good friend, very close friend, Steve Reed also. So that has somehow tricked in my head, like, okay man, I think I'm something is missing in me, that every time I start to do something aggressive and then I'm doing it wrong. So telling me, they are like really helping me, like, hey listen, you do these things and it's scaring us, you can't really watch you now doing this. So I was a little bit upset. It was the end of the day, 5 o'clock, 5:30ish. So when our tandem operation is finished, so I was laid on the ground, there's a glider behind me, I was just taking rest on the glider and thinking like, what's wrong with me, how can I be smooth? And honestly, I saw a griffin vulture, Himalayan griffin vulture, coming very low from the north and coming those slope, he was like 2 meters high from the ground, and it was just beauty to watch him. So it showed me what is smoothness, what is smoothness.
smoothness.
Yeah, because I was a little bit not smooth, I was very cranking every time, I was very jerky, I was very aggressive, but I didn't know how to bring it smooth.
It was natural, gentle tones.
Exactly,
what bird was doing.
exactly.
That's what you observed.
So when the bird showed me turns, it was just delight to watch him, So
You
that
don't have to be aggressive.
that's still in my head now. Every time it's in my, when I'm in difficult position, anywhere, even in the competition, I remember that thing.
You don't have to be super aggressive.
No. So I remember that mirror effect thing.
Okay.
So, how to deal with things, flexibility. You can't have one thing, one technique all the time. So that was big learning for me. So slowly I started to work on that. So it was a fear in me. So, for 6 months I was flying good. In the evening, all the pilots with my brothers and so all my co-pilot friends, we discuss, we are having dinner and we are, sharing our experience of the day, and everybody cheering and happy, and I'm not happy inside, even I have a good flight. I was a little bit sad, like, I couldn't satisfy myself. I wanted something more. And it took me a long time, 6 months, and one day I told my brother, listen, when we are discussing every night, when we come home, we are sharing things, we are having fun, you are enjoying, but I am not enjoying because I feel fear inside. And by then we were flying more than 5,000 meters. It was okay for me to climb, but that's a fear of coming down because I had messed up so many times. So I know how to keep the balance, the safety balance, You get better in one way, but the safety scale should be matching same way. So that was kind of underconfident I was. So it took me 2 years to realize, like, okay, now I am a pilot. Before I wasn't a pilot. I thought I was a pilot because that's what happened in paragliding.
How did you got rid of that fear for you? Like, there was some fear.
Because I knew what is the smoothness level.
Okay.
So if something goes wrong, I know how to bring it smooth.
Okay.
So before I did not have that. I was only aggressive, and to know that smoothness line which is your base. So I found that line. So I know I can be very good, I can touch the sky, I can touch that cloud base which is sitting 4,500 meters, but if I have to come down in seconds, I can come down. So that gave me confidence that by that, in 2 years time. So I started to move on. I was doing already tandems, but after 4 years, when I was in '98, I decided like I needed something extra, something more, some more experienced. I want to get more training and travel more and meet some better pilots and do some competition. So I started doing some comps, some small low-level comps, and I produced okay results. So it gave me more energy to carry on, and in 2002, I did a serious competition like pre-World Cup with the really top pilots from the world. It was the first pre-World Cup in India, and yeah, so in Beer. So I performed very well. So even I got the mid director Xavier Morello. He pointed like, who is this guy? That was my first comp wing. It was a DHB 2-3 swing Ventus, but in my size, small size, it was certified as a comp wing. So CCC class wing. It's a lovely wing. I have my incredible flights in this, and so Debu was my very good friend. So he had a very good energy flying. So we were sharing all the experience together. All basically our chemistry matches. In the sky, it's so much fun to fly with him for me. So we chose a partner. So we were flying a lot of cross-country flying together.
A lot of common interests.
Yes. So it was like a mutually understanding. We don't have to talk and program something. So we just look, and if even sometime something misses, we start to balance it by itself naturally. So that's so our chemistry was working very well, and slowly we started to do some synchronization later, and so that's 2098 gone. So in '98 we did some. It was October time, like December, Dussehra time or Diwali time. So Sanjay Rao and Avi Malik, they opened a Fly Nirvana paragliding company in '98. So they called us for tandem operation. So we did first tandem operation for Fly Nirvana in '98, and which was a successful operation. So since then they are working here now, and so I got introduced to Maharashtrian market, and then in '99 I did some courses in Nasik. I flew in Nasik. I taught some people in Nasik, and also in Mumbai, in Thane, Kalyan. My friend had a farmhouse, so nice slope. I taught people there. So I made enough money. Then I went to Goa for fun. I was young. So when I finished the money, again I came back. So, and also I worked for 2 years in Sahara MB Valley, 99 and 2000. So there was good money, but still I needed more, And so Debu had already gone to Nepal one season before me, and he loved it. So by then Debu said to me like, hey, listen, Nepal is a great place for cross country and acro flying. So let's go Nepal, because within 1 year in Nepal, Debu came with nice acrobatic and he showed me all this, and I was like, come on, yaar, I need to learn also. So Debu's been very honest and kind. All his family, his parents, his mother, they helped me a lot in my past, even getting me to Europe and everywhere. So Debu said, let's go to Nepal together. So we went for a trial one season. And this is actually the best place in the world to fly, man. So many flying days. In 1 year, we have like 350 plus days flying days. Wow. Every year. Flying condition is so friendly, and there's a lake. So we do tandems there. We do 2 or 3 tandems a day. And then if you have like 1 or 2 hours, me and Dev, we will run up, we do some acro session. And this is how we carried on our flying improvements and doing competitions together. And then we did good for competition. So Debu moved on, so he is working in France and here and there, but I stuck to Nepal. So now it's been 18.
You went for just to test out, just to see what it is.
Yes.
And you went for one visit, and now Nepal made you to stay there for 18 years. You're there since 18 years now.
Yes, their love and welcoming to me, and the lifestyle, is pretty much the same. Himalayan lifestyle and Nepali style there's no difference, to be honest. And the people are lovely. Flying is lovely. So that kept me there, for years and years, and then I'm still there. And I think it's going to be very hard for me to leave Nepal also. One day if I have to leave, so it's going to be very, very tough for me to leave. So they will carry on in Nepal, in France and here and there, but I stuck to Nepal only. And even myself got into competitions together. We fly lots, and I've been coaching Nepal team over the years, and we have produced very very good results in Nepal.
How many pilots you might have made, competition pilots in Nepal?
Oh. Definitely the top guys in Nepal who are in competition level, around 20.
Wow.
And
So is it happened naturally, like, just by training one by one, or it was a program that we have to train people and make a team?
it's a program because you need physical strength, you're technical, you need to be very strong, mentally you need to be very very good, you need to be sharp, you don't need to be sick or anything. And so once you have the technique, so then it becomes your intelligence where to use it and how to use it. So it takes a while, it takes years to make good pilots. And now Nepal team is it's a really world class.
I don't see you going recent days many times to flying in abroad. What is the reason?
There's a problem for being an Indian. It's difficult for me to go many countries because visa story. I'm working in Nepal to put the visa, and all this is a long process. Sometime it's not easy. You have to get the sponsorship and all this, and it's a bit of hassle for me. And I say it's
So
done.
you mean to say you have to come back to Manali or Delhi and then work all the visa?
Yes, yes.
You can't do that from
Exactly,
Nepal.
exactly. I'm working in Nepal, so when I move out from Nepal, I spend already a lot of money, and plus I'm not working. So when I go into the competition, I'm not sponsored. I don't get any final. So I see money-wise, like it's a kind of waste of money for me. If I had some financial support, sure, I would be. I could be just competition pilot all year.
I kind of see that, when you come back probably to India someday,
Yeah.
and start your commercial operations, and you can self-support, and processing visas and all is much more easier.
I think so.
from the
I think
base.
so. I will.
That will open up much more better
I think
opportunities
so.
for you.
I think so. Recently, like when we had this World Cup in India, so I was the guy who got selected for super final, which was very nice, and everyone was very excited. But then I had a family also. I left my family in Nepal, and I did this one competition, and I had to go for next competition again to Valle de Bravo, Mexico. So it was a little bit of vlog, and I got lazy, like, it's a little bit difficult for me to get apart from my family, leave them in Nepal and go 2 months, 3 months competition. So that's what is blocking me. Maybe when I come to India, so my family is at home, and even Nepal is my home anyway. But that's still like, okay, I'm more like, okay, you're home, so I go. It's kind of thing, So you will see me more in future if I carry on like this, So I have to work for it, or maybe find some sponsors. And if I have a sponsor, sure, I think I'm fit. I'm fine
Yeah,
to
you
fly
can
for
really do all this.
another 10 years is not a problem, And I only getting better and better. This sport is age is not a problem in this sport. As long as you can walk and fly, it's you're only gaining. It's here. So you become better and better. You learn more techniques and a lot of aerodynamic stuffs. So sure, you will see me more in India, more competitions
More
and
action.
more elsewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ajay bhai, you got attracted to Nepal, and you're there for 18 years now, and many Nepalis got benefited. Now I think it is in Asia, it is one of the biggest team,
Yeah.
which very well performing
Yeah.
team. How many Indians got benefited by your skills, and what more can be done?
Okay, yeah, I would say in India, I've taught a lot of people in a standard basis, and also the beginner pilots. I will not count that. But in a competition level, I've benefited a lot of pilots like Arvind Paul. I share things with you also, Vistas,
Yeah.
Alok, Vijay Soni, and Debu. We discuss, but I give a lot of knowledge to a lot of people, I remember. And it's good, and I give a lot of big classes, like around 2 hours classes every day, and then 2 hours, and a lot of, including
These are
4
friendly
days.
classes.
Yes, friendly classes.
So
And
is there any way our Indians can be benefited by a formal classes?
Yes, I think I will come back to Nepal, India soon. You know.
You will come back to India.
Yes, I will come back to India soon. I've already started this year 2 clinics for XC and Thermaling clinics, and I will do many more next year for sure. I will have my own tandem setup in the Himalayas, and also I will do a lot of cross-country clinics and a lot of other stuff which you want to know by meteorologically. And surely I will run maybe this year maybe around 10 courses, but only upper level, you know. I don't want to. There are so many people in India who are teaching already, so I think I have enough market for myself to stay upper level and teach people cross country, and the ones who are interested in learning some racing techniques.
Yeah,
I
probably
will.
the geography where you are in Kulu Manali
Yes.
is suitable for more that kind of
Yeah,
courses, I
exactly. Because I don't want to. Safety is very important for me. I will make people ready for this kind of challenge flying. Not just you have done it, not done it. You have felt it. You realize it. You are able to do it. This is important for me. Not just you have done it and no. You know. So my standard is going to be something different. I will make people ready for that, so they do it with a lot of confidence. Not just they've done it. You know. So that's what my goal is. And I will make people ready by my speech, by my graphics. I will teach them how to do it and how to do the mirror effect thing. You know, so it's a kind of a mix of everything.
Okay.
There is there's a lot of things involved. So when there is a proper class, I can explain everything. There is psychology also involved. You know, so you need to know everybody's psychology, chemistry, and a lot of things. You can't teach one block to everybody. You have to modify them very nicely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it,
See,
yeah.
basically, like, you know, all our teachers, instructors, each one have their own set of skills,
Yes.
and I'm sure you have your own set of
yeah.
skills, and people will definitely get benefited by that.
Sure.
Right?
That's, yeah.
So, when are we expecting you in India?
Now I have to go back to Nepal because it's my second home. You know,
Yeah.
I have to finish things there nicely, give them Thanksgiving. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and always I'll go to Nepal and live there for fun, for happiness,
Yeah.
for pleasure. This country has given me so
I-
much love, and
I would say it is
yeah.
your first home for paragliding, in fact.
Yes.
Though you're born
I
in
spent
India.
18 years there of my
Yeah,
life,
yes,
of my prime time, you know, so definitely it has become my first paragliding destination, you know, the biggest destination for me. And I've learned, I can't forget this thing, these feelings, you know,
It's for us,
yeah.
like, who make a short visit, you know, the memories are carried for so long because the place and people are so great. And if you're there for almost 2 decades, close to,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to leave that place.
And you know, it's the people, the pilots have grown a lot. You know, I give them a lot of coaching, a lot of trainings, sharing, not just in the ground, but just in the evening when we are sitting. It's a lot of sharings. That, you know, if you are a good pilot already, so all you need is just knowledge, and then you can get yourself in there. No problem. You don't have to really do practically and do by radio. Nope. Just have a talk. That's the fun of teaching. That's what I like. You know. So there are pilots. You already have so much in reserve. You need to know when to use it, how to use,
Yeah.
and where to use it.
We are all waiting for you. And it's so nice to hear that you'll be coming back.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
that we can fly with you more, learn
Sure.
from you more.
Sure.
Thank you so much for spending a lot of time and explaining about you and explaining about paragliding, and being ready to, you know, teach Indian community now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
see you again
Thank you.
on some other video.
Cheers.